Hi, we're Brenda and David Jaffe.
And Rio.
This is Rio. We first got involved with the Israel Ride years after we were involved with the Arava Institute for Environmental Studies. We were set to be married, and we were blending two families, two households, and didn't need a thing. So we decided we would ask our guests if they so choose to honor us by donating to a few charities that we set up. And we went to the JNF office to learn about specific projects they were doing instead of just having people give to a general fund. And we met with Diane Scar, who showed us several of the wonderful things JNF was doing at the time in Israel. And one of the last projects she mentioned was the Arava Institute of Environmental Studies. And that really got David and I interested. We perked up. She thought we had in common the ride piece, but there was so much more with the Arava Institute that we connected with. And it was how many years later? 2008
Like
to 13 until we finally were able to go on the ride.
So then we went on our first ride in 2013, and we've been doing it, every year or every other year since. And we ride out of our love for Israel. We ride for the environment. We ride to support the students at the Arava Institute. We've become even more involved with the Arava Institute over the years, and now serve on the board of the Friends of the Arava Institute as a result of our involvement in the ride and everything else Brenda said. And we also support Hazon and its ideals, so it's just a win-win-win for us. Our favorite place on the Israel ride would be what? What's your favorite place?
The ride, I would say making it to Mitzvah Ramon. Our experience, and then of course, where the Institute is. Kibbutz Keturah. That's a fabulous experience. And I think the last time we were there, we did the after Israel Ride trip, stay there, and it was wonderful. We love, I think, the staff and the alums, most of all, I would say. All the riders and that, but it's great seeing this.
They're one of our favorite parts of the trip.
They are.
The support staff are great. Right. We always love seeing them. It's become a family for us, a family away from home. And so we're doing the virtual ride this year and captaining here in our area for the virtual ride to maintain that. And it's really been nice to connect with others through Zoom and through the internet, even though we're not really there. We're still sort of doing it in a different way, and we're helping to sustain these two important organizations in this tough year. Until we can be wheels on the ground back in the land of Israel once again in 2021.
We really find that the Arava Institute in the peace building aspect, as well as the environmental programs, it gives us a lot of hope during this terrible time of 2020. We see how people who grew up hating each other, not knowing each other's narratives, can learn to actually love each other and nothing else, understand each other and fighting among themselves. So it just seems in the US, we turn on the news and we hear the exact opposite, and it's hard to figure out how we'll ever get out of it in this country. But you look over in Israel with the students and alums, and you could see it's not so hard to do.
So one of the really cool things about doing the Israel ride for us was that we did it on our tandem bicycle. In fact, every year that we've done it. And it was really a special joy to be able to see Israel together and to talk about it as we were going. The first year was for a significant birthday of Brenda's, and in memory of her mother, who never lived to get to Haaretz, to the land of Israel. And so we kind of did a trek in her memory, and it was very special to be able to talk about her and share the experience, and, you know, in some way to bring her in on our tandem.
So, and then the last couple years, we were able to get a tandem contingency, and you know, two is better than one. It was fun, and I think we were pretty successful
Yeah, we had a bunch of tandems
team.
there.
And we got the Goldens, Steve and Shara Goldens, on a tandem for the first time, and it's been fun to ride with them and all of our friends, tandem or otherwise.